What's up, guys? Matt Fragger back again. Got another fragrance review video for you. And today it's all about the house of Lataffa. I have 14 Lataffa fragrances in my collection. Now, I do realize that Mesa and Alhambra is like a sister company of Lataffa, so they're pretty much the same thing. But even though I do have some Mesa and Alhambras in the collection, today I'm just going to stick to what I have that's Lataffa. And I have them all pretty much on this tray right here, except for Comra, which is down here on this bottom shelf. But 14 Latafas. I'm just going to go real quick through these, let you know what I think about them really quick. And I'm going to start with the one I like the least and work my way up to the one I like the most. So here we go. In the last place, and look, guys, all Lataffa fragrances are great. I hate to even put any of them in last place, but in last place is going to be, I'd say, Anna Abiad Leather. This one is a clone of Memo Paris Italian leather, and it's kind of a citrusy floral leather fragrance. Pretty decent, just a little bit above average on performance. It's actually more average in performance. Not the greatest, but it is a great scent, and I do enjoy a lot of leather scents. And this is one that's very interesting that I do like. Even though, as I say that, I just put it in last place, but last place amongst the 14 Latafas. So the next one I'm going to say is going to be Anna Abiad Rouge. And this one is a clone of BR540. Not quite as airy and fresh and Masonic as BR540 is. This is a little more on the muskier side. Performance is like pretty decent, about the same as the Anna Abiad Leather. Could be better, but could be worse. And both of these are like 17, 18 bucks, I think. Both of the Anna Abiads, they're like 17 or 18 bucks. So really affordable budget fragrances, and very good for the money. But you know, I have to rank them somewhere. So the next one I think we're gonna go with here on the list is gonna be Qaid Al Shabab. This was the second flanker to the original Qaid, and this one is some really rough leather, like a raw leather with some florals, and it is very kind of like classy, but it's very kind of soft. It's not a real like hard projecting fragrance. It's more of a close to the skin in your personal space kind of thing. But really, really nice the way that the leather comes across in this. If you're a fan of leather fragrances, this is a good one to try because I like the way that they did the leather in this one. And this one is probably, you know, of the Qaid, of the three Qaids, this one's probably my least favorite. So I'll go ahead and put it right above the Anna Abiad fragrances there. So, but yeah, it's a really good leather fragrance, and pretty unique one, I think, in the way that the leather comes across. So the next one I think I'm going to go ahead and pick is going to be Rave Now. This is a pineapple bomb. It's pretty linear. It's a fresh, like kind of sweet, juicy pineapple. And that's really, I mean, there's other notes in here, but really that sweet, juicy pineapple is the star of the show here. And this one's really good for layering. I'm not like a big layering guy. Like I don't try a bunch of different layering combinations or anything. But this is a good layering fragrance though, just because of the fact that it's really just giving you that juicy pineapple, and you can layer it with just about any fragrance that you think would go good with juicy pineapple, and there you go. But that's where I'm going to put Rave Now. Pretty decent performance, I'd say, a little above average performance. It's not too bad. It performs pretty good. Smells really great, fresh, and really juicy, but that's pretty much all that it's doing for you. Like there's not a lot of complexity there. Next one, I'm gonna say the next one I would pick is probably gonna be this one. This is Mahir Legacy. It's a clone of Parfums de Marly Sedley. This is fresh and green and clean, and it's, especially at the top, it's really sparkly and bright and effervescent. There's some great like fresh mint in here. Really good hot weather fragrance for the summer. Really good fragrance in general. Like, I love the scent profile on this. Again, this is one that the performance is just above average. It's not really great, but I wouldn't complain about it either. But really great warm weather fragrance, though. This one really works on hot days. I think the next one that we're going to go with is going to be Ram Silver. Lataffa Ram Silver. Now, this one is kind of Lataffa's version of what 9 p.m. is from Afnan. It's a clone of Jean Paul Gaultier, Lamal, and or Ultramal, I'm sorry. And this one really is like got kind of a different characteristic to it than 9 p.m., but they're both really kind of playing in the same ballpark. This one I feel is not quite as bright or as fresh, and doesn't have quite the same kind of push as 9 p.m. does, but it is a pretty decent clone. It is a decent fragrance, and it does have pretty good performance. You know, a little above average, pretty decent performance. It does project fairly decent too, especially for the first hour or two. The next one I would say would be, let's go Lataffa Cherie. This one is a Lataffa that I don't think a lot of people really know about. This one is a really good cool weather fall and winter fragrance. It's soft, it's warm. There's some kind of like I don't know if cinnamon and nutmeg are notes in this fragrance, but for sure. But it kind of has that feel though of like it's kind of doing like what something like Stronger With You is doing, like a really warm, cozy kind of cool weather deal. And performance on this is actually really good. You'd be surprised by the performance on this. It's about $20, and the performance is decent on this, and the scent profile is really good for the price. This is a really good cold weather banger, I think. Cold weather fragrance. It's a good one. The next one that I'm gonna pick in this list is gonna be, let's go with Oud for Glory. This one, I picked this up a while back. I didn't really care for it. This was in the very beginning of my fragrance journey. I picked this up mostly because I thought the bottle looked super cool, to be honest with you guys. And I didn't really care too much for it. I traded it off. Then it kind of worked its way back to me, and a buddy of mine gave it to me. He got a new one, and he gave me this partial for Christmas, and it actually ended up being the same bottle that I traded him months before. And so it came back to me, but I've really gotten to like this one a lot more. Like, it's kind of grown on me. The more I wear it, the more I can appreciate it. Yeah, like with any fragrance, but especially I'd say with this one, guys, if you smell this one at first and you don't really care for it right off the rip, give it some time, and see if maybe you don't change your opinion on it after some time goes by. Go back to it, smell it again, or wear it, and then maybe like a month later or so, go back and give it another try, wear it again, because I've found that it can happen that a fragrance doesn't really do it for you at first, but then you kind of learn to like it, and learn it. And I don't mean learn to like it like, oh man, I paid $250 for this fragrance, and I've got to learn to love this thing because I blind bought it, and you know what I mean? Like, I have to learn to like this because I paid all this money. I'm saying, like, this is one that I feel like can be a little bit challenging to some people, but you can get used to that and kind of like learn to appreciate that, and that's what I've done with it. That's just me, but in my opinion, this is a great fragrance, and I really like it, and great performance. It does perform really good. 8 hours and above range, performs really great. So the next one I'm gonna say is gonna be, let's go with Au Frisson. This is again a pineapple fragrance from Lataffa, but this one is a little more complex than the Rave Now. This one's got a richness to it. This one's got some real like kind of classy, like a classy kind of edge. And the thing with this one, the pineapple in this is more like a cooked pineapple, like a almost like a caramelized pineapple that's really, really rich and sweet and dark and really good for cool weather. Performs really well. This has really good performance on it. Again, I get right in that like 8 hour range with this one. It performs great, and I really do like that one a lot, especially in cool weather. So, what do we do next? The next one I think is gonna be Lataffa Camra. Uh, I love this fragrance. You know that there's a lot going on around this one. I mean, it's been super hyped. Uh, there's a big thing about, a big argument from my perspective. I see a big argument about, is this a clone of Angel Share? Is it not a clone of Angel Share? In my opinion, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's a clone of Angel Share. Sorry about that, guys. I just had to say that. So this one is not really a clone of Angel Share, but it's definitely, I mean, you can't look at this and smell this and say that it's not inspired by Angel Share, that it's not in the kind of same kind of ballpark. I mean, it's operating in that same space, and it's beautiful. The atomizer on it is freaking trash. I hate it. It sucks. I can't say enough about how much I hate this damn atomizer. But this fragrance is really, really great. I get now. This is just personally, in my opinion, I get like a dates, like a kind of like prunes or dates, or you know what I mean, like even like a dried fruits kind of feel out of this. That's just the best way I can describe it to you, is like a candy date kind of essence to it. And in my opinion, it's one of the best cool weather fragrances. It performs really great. It smells really great. The presentation's really nice. There's a lot to love about this, and it's a really good fragrance at a budget price. Uh, Now, we are down to 3 fragrances that I haven't talked about in my 14 Lataffas. And in the number 3 spot, I'm going to say Caid Intense. This is a flanker of the original Caid, came after the Shabab, and this one is a wonderful iris fragrance. Heard a lot of talk about this before I got this. I was kind of like, I heard that it was a DHI clone, that it was a Gentleman Givenchy Reserve Privé clone, Valentino Uomo Intense. Fill in the blank with a great iris fragrance. And this one, I don't think that this, and I've said it in my review of this fragrance, I don't think this is a clone of any of those things. I think that this is just a great iris fragrance, and they're kind of like trying to do what all those fragrances that I aforementioned were doing, but just kind of give you a little taste of each, like a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and it comes together as a really well balanced, quality iris fragrance. I wish this thing projected better than it does. It really doesn't project as good as I would like it to. And the performance is good, but not great. Like I'd put it in that weak like 7 to strong, like strong 7 to weak 8 range. You know what I mean? If that makes any sense. Does perform good, and it does smell really great. But a direct clone, it is not of anything. I don't think it's it's just kind of, it's a great iris fragrance at a great budget price. That's what it is, and it's worth owning. It's worth picking up. It's worth having. I'm glad I have it. So that is going to be at the 3 spot, I take it, and then at the 2 spot is really hard. I got to be honest with you. The last 2, it's hard to say one over the other about when it comes to these 2. I'm going to go ahead and give the 2 spot to, oh, that's stuck together. I didn't mean for that to happen. I'm going to give the 2 spot to Caid, the original OG Caid. This thing is freaking outstanding. It's got some beautiful, beautiful sandalwood in here. And like a ambery, um, cardamom, and some vanilla. Like there's just the things that are going on in this fragrance are wonderful. I've gotten compliments on this fragrance from strangers before. It has a great scent trail, leaves a great scent trail. Like the scent trail on this, the sillage from this is just amazing. Projects really good, lasts a long time, and it is beautiful. Um, Definitely, like not only one of my favorites in my Lataffas, but one of my favorites out of my whole collection. This is a great fragrance that if you haven't smelled this yet, I highly recommend you do. And I would just say if you're a fragrance collector and you're thinking about picking up a really good fragrance for this coming fall season, I would say pick that up and give it a try above and beyond just about anything. I mean that as far as budget fragrances go for cool weather, that thing knocks it out of the park. Like when I get this thing out, when I reach for that and go to spray it, it's like putting Aaron Judge up to the plate. It's going to be a home run. That thing is awesome. So, at the number one spot of my 14 Lataffa fragrances in my collection, at the number one spot, I am putting Lataffa's Amethyst in that spot. And the reason is this is probably my second favorite fragrance in my entire collection. It's one of the best that I've smelled in my fragrance journey. It's a rose fragrance, rose oud fragrance, but the way that this fragrance, the quality that this has is amazing. The way that the oud and the rose balance off each other is awesome. The price on this is great. Obviously, it's a Lataffa, it's a budget. I think you picked this up for around 30 bucks or so. And this is one where it's just not fair that you get this kind of quality and performance and just wonderful scent profile. It's just so beautiful. It's not even fair that they give it to me at the price, that they sell this to people at the price that they do. It's like I kind of almost feel bad for Lataffa, like you need to maybe charge an extra no, I'm just kidding. But yeah, this is superior in my opinion. I've smelled a lot of, even though I'm kind of a poor guy and I don't have a lot of high-end designers or niche fragrances, you know what I mean? I have smelled a lot of, expensive fragrances and budget fragrances, and this is one of the best I've ever smelled, just in my opinion. And funny enough, I do want to mention this. My wife doesn't like rose really at all. She's Kelly the Frag Hater, and but she really likes this one. And my daughter really does, get into the whole, like she's been very interested in the whole thing with the fragrances, and she's, I had her come in and smell stuff here and there, and she kind of is a little interested in it. But when I had her smell this one, all she smells is bug spray. So it's just one of them things, like when I smell Thank You Next, I get the briny pickles. It smells like jar of pickles. One of those things where she smells this, she smells bug spray. So guys, keep that in mind. This could be a fragrance that could end up bad for you if you're somebody who, for whatever reason, I don't know all of the science behind it, but I do know that certain fragrances can smell a certain way to one guy and not to the next. And this one does have a potential that it could be an issue for some people. So just keep that in mind. I don't know what I could do to help you other than saying it's a budget fragrance. It only costs you 30 bucks. If you buy it and it smells like bug spray, I mean, you're only out 30 bucks. I know that sounds like ridiculous because especially in this day and age, 30 bucks is 30 bucks. But yeah, just wanted to give you guys a warning on that one. I think it's fantastic, and it's one of my favorite fragrances that I own. I love wearing it. When I put that on, I feel great in it all day. It makes me feel confident and just like I'm being wrapped in a big, warm, embracing hug, just a big Lataffa hug. But some people might disagree. Some people might have an issue with this one. Just letting you know, it's a possibility. So that's my 14 Lataffas. I just wanted to go through them real quick. I know that wasn't real quick, but for those of you who watched to the end, thank you so much. For those of you who aren't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please subscribe, give me a like, whatever, you know, all that crazy stuff. But first and foremost, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope maybe you learned something, or maybe you seen a fragrance you're interested in, and then you end up checking it out and you like it, and that's what I try to do this for, is to help people find something that I think, if I think something's great, I want to share with other people and let them find out that it's great so they can enjoy it. So thanks for watching, guys. I'm the Mad Fragger. Talk to you next time.